Okay, so please forgive how I look because I literally just woke up from a dream, but I wanted to get this down because it was very interesting and it felt really real. Okay, so I fell asleep wearing my glasses, reading the Bible, and listening to somebody on YouTube. I don't even know who, about, I'm not even sure what, some kind of a like lesson or something. It wasn't actually Bible verses, but about how to like watch for people who are trying to teach the wrong thing. Um, but yeah, I literally fell asleep here just a little while ago, and I woke up. I was having this dream. It was a very interesting dream. I was in Samaria. Now I'm not sure why I was in Samaria or why I think it was Samaria. Maybe because of what I was listening to before I fell asleep. But I don't know. I've never been there. I don't know anything about it. You know, no idea. It was kind of a weird dream. I was like at some kind of a like a Bible retreat or something, but it was strange because it had three different like climates to this dream. It started out that I was in snow. Mind you, I'm in New Hampshire, and we're expecting like 8 inches of snow today. Although it hadn't started snowing when I fell asleep. I don't know if it's snowing yet or not. But so I was like, this part of the dream is kind of vague, but I was outside with somebody else, and I was feeling like vulnerable, like a child, and I was being protected by somebody else. I'm not sure who it was, but they were with me, and there was dogs involved, as in that there was dogs running around from neighbor to neighbor, and they were being friendly with us and things. And then we got to this next climate where it was like a really the most amazing, beautiful green meadow ever. I'm not sure how we got there. We just were there. And we were asked to do an exercise for this retreat that we were on. And we were supposed to take like these nuts. I don't know what kind of nuts they were. Chestnuts, maybe? Yeah, I think they were chestnuts. We were supposed to take these chestnuts and like roast them, and then we were supposed to go and trade with other people who were at the retreat or whatever. And we were supposed to trade, like I made chestnuts and roasted them on a fire, and I was supposed to trade these chestnuts for other things, whatever good that they had made. And it was kind of like it was a market or something. And so the first couple ones that I went to trade with, well, the first couple ones, I didn't know how to trade. I was doing it wrong. I was like getting taken advantage of when I was trading my trade. I was like trading like two or three of my nuts and would only get one little thing back. And then we put everything that we got in our trading on like a plank of wood. And so the first couple people I traded with were girls, females, whatever. And we traded it, and I didn't know how to trade very well. So I would trade like two or three or maybe four of my nuts for one, whatever it was, like one little dried flower or one little whatever they were trading me for. And then I finally started to get the hang of it that I was only supposed to trade one for one. And like during this thing we were supposed to be we were being watched by the leader or whoever it was. I don't know. It was kind of strange. And so then after the first couple people I was being taken advantage of, I went and traded, and I did better trades, and I traded one for one, one for one, one for one. And then I went and traded with one person, and they hadn't done it. They hadn't made anything to trade, but I traded them anyway. And so they didn't have anything to trade back, but I still gave them a nut. And then I continued on down the way, and this was where like it turned into the like third what do you call it? Like it was a desert there. We came down to the next part of it, and it was like seemed so much more real. Like all of a sudden it was like a desert city, and it turned into like there was these three boys or guys at the end, and they had like taken it so far. It was like they were playing some kind of a like a card game, like a or a not a card game, but like a I don't know, like a pretend acting thing that you like really get into. And they had costumes on and like white gown, like white linen things, and they had like I don't know, gold trinket things hanging from them. And so there was these three guys there, and went to trade with them. And the first guy that I went to trade him, and I said, I said, "Can I trade you?" And he said, "Are you here in peace?" And I said, "Yes, I'm here in peace." And he says, "Good." And he snatched the nut out of my hand, and he laughed, and he said, "I have nothing to trade for you. Walk away." And like, so he like purposefully, evilly, like just took what wasn't his. And mind you, every time between the trades, I was going back to my plank and putting what I had traded for back on my plank, and my different flowers and weird things that whatever it is. I don't even know what I was trading for, but I would put it onto my plank to show, because it was like an exercise of you're supposed to do this. And so then there was two guys left to trade with, and the next guy, he also was like really really into it, but like I don't know, he actually traded me whatever it was that he had, and wasn't like, he wasn't very nice, but he wasn't real nasty about it. And then the last guy I went to, he did a good trade with me. He gave me something extra for my one nut. And I went back and I put my things on the plank. And then at the very end, there had been a couple girls that were way back at the beginning that they didn't have had anything to trade, and they came back and they said to me that they didn't they didn't know, but they wanted me, if they wanted to know if it was okay if they traded me slices of a pickle for the nut that I had given them. And I said, "Yes, I think it doesn't matter what you trade. I think you're just supposed to trade what you get with it." But it was a really, really weird, interesting dream, and I don't know why I had it or what it means really, or why it was in Samaria, or why it had three different like kinds of like temperatures and things in it. That it was in the snow, and then it was like in a soft green meadow, and then it was in the desert. But it was very interesting, because at the beginning I didn't know what I was doing. I had no idea. I was totally being taken advantage of. And then I traded with some people that they weren't following the rules, but I traded anyway. And then some went really well, and it was okay and normal. And then by the time I got to like the end, there was the guy who was like so into it, and he was just out to win the game. And he was like, "Do you come in peace?" And like when I said that I did come in peace, he was like, "Well, I'm just gonna take everything you have then." And he like evilly, meanly took advantage of it and acted like, he was just way too into it or whatever. I don't know. It was really strange. And I'm not even sure, like, I don't know. It was just very an interesting dream. I don't know what to think about it. And so I just figured I would try to get that down because it was odd. Sorry it rambled on. But there you go.